Andre Agassi is a huge favorite down under here in Oz. He's won this tournament. In fact, it's been 5 years since he lost a match. And a very friendly hello to you, everybody. Well, Patrick, he comes in here, does Andre Agassi, this man from Las Vegas, very well prepared, and he loves this court.
Well, I'll tell you, things are starting to kick into high gear now, aren't they? With that Hedman-Kanyas match as well yesterday going 5. Hewitt-Nadal was an unbelievable match, and I'm expecting more of the same today with 4 Americans in action, starting with the A-train, Andre Agassi. I mean, he has been just dominant at this tournament. He's going for his 5th Australian Open title and taking on Thomas Enquist in the previous round. This was a guy who, coming into this encounter with Agassi, actually had a career head-to-head lead up 5-4. But Andre, he's a different player down under. He uses the court. The ball sets up for him perfectly. And he just, as his man Gil Reyes says, he's coming with the lunch pail. He's coming with the hard hat. And guess what? He's coming with some major game as well this year, looking incredibly focused, fit as he always is, putting in tremendous work and moving Enquist around in this match, using that serve effectively and just measuring his opponent in that last one easily over Enquist. I think Agassi will be a little bit more tested today against Paradorn. Paradorn's got some major heat off both sides, but Agassi, I'll tell you, he just loves this rebound ace service. It suits him to a T.
When you talk about a major game, I mean, Paradorn is wonderfully famous in Asia and obviously in Thailand, Patrick, and that in and of itself is a story, but there's a lot more to it because he's a serious contender. This guy can play.
He can play, but you know who he reminds me of? The young, or should I say the old Andre Agassi. Well, not the older Andre Agassi is better. Andre says if he played the 20-year-old Andre, he'd beat him like 6'3", 6'3". Paradorn, I think, plays like the younger Andre Agassi, a real big shot maker. I mean, this guy, and he does play to the crowd, and he bows just the way Andre Agassi does, too. That's what he's like. I mean, his problem, I think, against Andre is can he do this for 3 out of 5 sets? He certainly beat Gustavo Kuerten, a former French Open champion, easily in straight sets. In fact, Paradorn Srichaphan, like Andre Agassi, has not yet lost a set. He's very quick. He likes his forehand, but he'll swing big on his backhands as well. As I said, he reminds me of the young Andre. He really does.
Why not 3 out of 5? Why, do you think he's not fit enough? Or?
Well, he's fit, too. I think his game is riskier than Andre's. I think he goes for a lot of flashy shots. Like that, for instance. Casual example of what the guy can do off both sides. He goes for those kind of shots. Andre Agassi likes going for the long rallies, and I think he's going to just try to grind down all that shot making. That's why I think over 5 sets he'll win. But the only other time they played was a couple of years ago at Wimbledon. Andre Agassi lost him badly, straight sets in the second round. I don't think he expected it. I don't think he was looking for that match, and it happened. So we know that Srichaphan is a great shot maker, wildly talented. I still like the ball guy.
He's fit enough, but who's fit enough to deal with Andre on this court in best of 5?
So Agassi knows what he's looking at today. It's Srichaphan of Thailand live when we come back to Rod Laver. Rod Laver Arena, Andre Agassi's favorite stage, probably. He's won more slams here than anywhere else. He takes on Paradorn Srichaphan, who is from Thailand, in this men's singles match, playing for a place in the last 8 of this championship here, the first Grand Slam of the year. Gil Reyes is a friend and a mentor and so much more to Andre Agassi. Call him his trainer, but again, he is so much more. Chris Fowler talked to Gil Reyes earlier.
And kind enough to join us now is Gil Reyes, Andre Agassi's trainer, friend, confidant, protector, shaman. Would you agree with all those descriptions, Gil?
Chris, thank you. It's an honor to be here, and yes, sooner or later we probably have gotten around to each one of those, sure.
You deserve a great deal of credit, along with Andre's own, unique grit. Getting ready for this first major, you'd think the younger guys would have advantage after the offseason, early in the season. Agassi's turned that around, and the older guy has the edge at this point of the season.
There's a lot to deal with. Andre brings a lot out there in terms of not only experience, but physically he's ready. He physically comes out and he kind of sets a particular tone saying, this is how it's going to go, this is how I'm going to play, and if you've got the goods and you can just knock me out, then good for you, but this is how it's going to go.
Without giving away, proprietary secrets, take me through a typical day in the off-season when a lot of tennis players are kind of sitting around drinking a couple beers with the feet up. You guys aren't doing that in Las Vegas.
No, Chris, the best way to answer that question is New Year's Day. That said it all. That says it all about an athlete who has so much, has done so much, and, you know, achievements, accomplishments, everything, his rewards. New Year's Eve, I think he went to bed at 10:30, and at 7:30 he was up. He was up and awake because we went straight to the gym and worked out in preparation. And that says it all. You know, he's ready. He knows how important it is to him, and he knows how important that he hits the ground in Australia feeling prepared, and we believe that he is.
I want to talk a couple of minutes about the transformation that Agassi has made. Always been a gifted ball striker, but never a real fitness guy, never a guy who trained, and he didn't know anything about weightlifting kind of before you guys got together. And talk about the progression there.
Well, I think what it was is, yes, exactly that, just a raw talent saying, okay, how can I get better? What can I do? There's only so much taller a person can figure out getting, and then at a certain point, you're not going to get any taller. You're not going to get any younger. You're not going to get any other genetic gifts, per se. Then it's just you and your dreams and your heart. That's what it comes down to. Every athlete faces that block sometime. Okay, now all my natural talents, all my natural skills, and all my genetic gifts are on the table. What else can I do to enhance that? And then it's just about you. It's about your dreams and your heart and your willingness to get in there day after day. You know, he's going to be 34 this year, and he is stronger now, literally, and that's a fact, than he's ever been in his life. And that says it all there.
Now, when you put 315 pounds on the bench press and he wants to go for a personal record, tell me what, first of all, it has to do with tennis, or is it more to do with his just mental outlook coming into a tournament?
Yes, it's certainly physical and mental, because an athlete is an athlete is an athlete. So what we've set out to do in his training center is just make him a better athlete, make him stronger, faster, quicker, and more fit overall in terms of cardiovascular stamina. It's that simple. The game is an elegant game. The game of tennis is a beautiful game to watch. I mean, it's a game of skill, game of reflex. But sooner or later, we get the feeling that whomever invented the game and designed it as it is, in the back of his mind, had pretty much either the ultimate or the consummate athlete, because it's one-on-one, man-to-man, or woman-to-woman, hand-to-hand. And you can't help but think that the person who is a little stronger and more fit, all else being equal, is going to be okay in the long run. And that's what we believe. We don't preach it to anyone else. No one else might believe in this philosophy. We just do.
Well, others should. Talk about not so much the physical transformation of Andre Agassi, but, you know, 10 years ago to now, you could have gotten unbelievable odds of this guy who was brash, images everything, in some ways was the ugly American when he was a kid, has become an example of how to approach your job, how to be on and off the court, and such a great ambassador for the sport. I mean, it's incredible.
I don't want to be too lengthy with respect to your time and everything, but it's this simple. What he does, and he knows this, we talk about this very often, it's an honor and a privilege to be a professional athlete. It's an honor and a privilege to be a professional tennis player. It's that simple. The game, as it was handed to this generation by Mr. Laver, Mr. Rosewall, Mr. Ashe, Mr. McEnroe, all the greats that have come before Andre, Andre is just really, really focused and set on leaving the game, whenever that is, at least in as good a condition as he found it, as it was handed down to him, so that the next generation looks at it with the respect that he does. And he respects not only his peers, but also those that came before him, that sets such a, I guess, a level of excellence, what it could be on the court and off the court, that Andre has, I truly believe, and I'm not just being partial, grown into his place in the game. He has earned a place in the game through achievement, but I believe he has grown into it through maturity and just a sense of respect, not only for those greats that came before him, but those that are here playing against him today.
And he continues to achieve beyond all reason. I know you've told him the finish line may be approaching, but just lean into it and go hard right to the end. And he's certainly doing that.
Yeah, that's for sure. We just need to lean at the tape. That's all I ask. We don't want to limp across the tape. We want to lean at the tape, and we want to fall, and we want to hit the ground hard and jump up, and at that point walk away when it's time.
Well, Gil, it's an honor to have you here. Thanks for your insights. Always enlightening. Gil Reyes.
Thank you, Chris.
Well, that is nice listening to those guys, isn't it? I must say that he talks about an elegant game of tennis. He really makes you want to watch it be, but he's an elegant spokesperson for tennis.
Sure is. What a great interview there, and Gil is just so thoughtful. And you know that he and Andre spent many a night over dinner talking about these things, and you see it in what you see from Agassi on the court
and what you hear from him too. I mean, the wisdom from Reyes, he passes on.
Paradorn Srichaphan to serve, first set.
Best of 5. Winner of this match is in the last 8 and will play either Sebastian Grosjean or Robbie Ginepri.
Out. 13.
Red is the color of luck in Thailand. Victory. There's Andre Agassi's coach there, Darren Cahill. And in the same way that Tiger Woods tends to wear red on Sundays, and he's in golf tournaments. Paradorn's got his ruby red slippers. Either that or he's going back to Kansas right after this match.
You mentioned that Tiger's mom is from Thailand.
Well, you can be sure, Mary, that no luck is going to help this man today. He's going to need an awful lot of skill, an awful lot of endurance. And you mentioned in the opening, Mary, that his backhand, and that backhand, I think, down the line from Srichaphan, if he can get that going and worry Agassi, that might be his best chance in this match. Because Agassi is susceptible to someone that can take the backhand down the line in rallies. But you have to do it with remarkable consistency.
One to Srichaphan. We're live down under in Melbourne Park. Srichaphan from Thailand was not 10 years old watching the French Open final late one night in his tennis happy family. He's got 2 older brothers that his dad, who's his coach, was trying to get into professional ranks, but it was Paradorn who finally made it. Anyway, they watched Michael Chang take out the beautiful Swede Stefan Edberg in the final. He said, I knew one thing. I wanted to be like him. Michael Chang was my idol. Chang's career ended at the US Open last year.
Well, this is an outstanding start early, yes, from Srichaphan. But this is going to be one of those matches where Andre Agassi talks about in the beginning of his second week of a major. As you see this dropper from Paradorn, that he has to raise his level. And already, Paradorn has let Agassi know that he's going to have to do it.
Both of their parents were tennis teachers. Andre Agassi, born in Las Vegas 33 years ago. His dad, Mike, a tennis teacher. Still very interested in Andre's career and his development. That's good. Break points.
Fourth winner for Srichaphan in 2 games. Agassi's won only 1 point.
15-14.
Mary, you were comparing the early day Agassi and the more mature modern day Agassi. What are the differences?
Oh, man. Hopefully this will go 5 sets so we can explain all of that. I think Gil Reyes addressed an awful lot of that when he was speaking with Chris Fowler. Just the mentality has changed so much. Agassi's sensibility, there's his first winner of the day.
Patience.
Patience, fitness, court maintenance, court coverage, court management. You know, his strokes haven't changed all that much, but now he knows what to do with them, and he likes wars of attrition now.
Still
Which
break
wasn't
point.
always the case. Certainly for the first several years of his career, he just wanted to blast and hit winners.
That's wide, and the breaker serve goes to Srichaphan. First chance that he had on Agassi's serve, 2 games to love.
60 million people in Thailand. They have never had a sports star of this magnitude. This is going back live, and they figure about 90% of the country is watching this match right now. Agassi, one of Srichaphan's idols growing up.
He has his own tennis tour, Mary, the last couple of years in Thailand. He goes around the country, brings some foreign players in, did it in December this year. Absolutely no idea how big he is there. I mean, he's a phenomenon.
Paradorn fever, they call it. And the men's tour added a tournament in Bangkok on the basis of Srichaphan's appeal.
When Srichaphan beat Agassi, I remember we were calling that match, and Pete Sampras had just lost in the second round of Wimbledon. We were all trying to recover from that as the Agassi-Srichaphan match was going on, and all of a sudden a set and a half went by. And Paradorn was up. That stayed in.
Look how quickly Agassi gets off the mark. That's part of that work that he and Gil Reyes do in the offseason, that explosive movement. Agassi looking to get back on serve.
Live coverage from Rod Laver Arena, Melbourne Park, down under in Melbourne, Australia, the first Grand Slam of the year. Welcome, everyone. Cliff Dreiser, Patrick McEnroe, Mary Carrillo. It's Andre Agassi in action against Paradorn Srichaphan from Thailand. Breaker serve, 2 games to Srichaphan. Break points for Agassi now. Break back, 2 games to 1. Srichaphan leading Andre Agassi. First set live from Rod Laver Arena, back after a break. Paradorn Srichaphan leading Andre Agassi 2 games to 1, first set. And the genius of Patrick McEnroe, thinking of this match beforehand, came up with a few things to look for. See if you agree.
There's a couple of tough ones there. Who has the edge? Agassi, ground strokes. I mean, Srichaphan is very efficient from their volleys. They give the slight edge to Paradorn. Serve, I put an X next to both, because I think for Paradorn, it's the first serve. He can win more cheap points if the first serve is on. Agassi's second serve, I think, is better. Movement. Darren Cahill there, Agassi's coach. Paradorn's pretty quick, but Agassi, as Mary has talked about, with the way his positioning on the court is so much better. So he makes use of his movement a little bit better than Paradorn.
Even 2 games all first set. They may not have thought so a few years ago when Andre Agassi was 141 in the world. There's Paradorn's dad. He's his coach. He's confident. And he says about my son, he said he's a very good man.
Nice thing to be able to say. The third of 3 boys is Paradorn. The other 2 also played ATP tennis, and they got some points, and they played Davis Cup. And in fact, one of them still plays Davis Cup along with Paradorn. But this is the kid who liked it the most and wanted it the most.
Tanakorn and Naratorn, the brothers.
Well, he's really from a beautifully clean start. So many unforced errors coming off the frame of Srichaphan from everywhere. He's gotten real jumpy on his ground strokes, and he's shaking on his serve some too.
Oh, ooh. Agassi connected with that one. Srichaphan's father also was under some, as you see, the couple titles he won both on hard court, clearly his best surface. There was some pressure on Paradorn's dad that maybe he should hand over the coaching reins to someone else.
And the son said no.
Yep.
Well, he said he ruefully admits that he made some mistakes on the first 2. Got it.
Right.
Experimented
out,
on the
right,
older
yeah.
boys.
Right.
30-year-old and a 27-year-old, but this 24-year-old has the benefit of all that accumulated wisdom.
All those
and
mistakes.
Error. Yeah.
Well, they learned originally from watching tapes and reading books.
13-14.
Second double fault of this game.
He's got to calm down a little bit. Take some deep breaths. I just feel like I'd like to go down there and tell him to gulp in a little more air down there.
Oh, that's just monster from Srichaphan there. Heavy, heavy forehands. This 1-2 punch coming up right here. The angle cross court. Agassi does well to get it deep, but Srichaphan just rips it up the line. That's got to give him a little confidence, Mary.
Some racket work he's got,
Yeah.
huh?
Oof, he
Really whips it.
Whips that forehand, yes.
Some birds on Agassi's end of the court. They were around a lot yesterday as well, holding up play at times. Yeah, that distracted him.
Another big forehand.
Srichaphan holds 3-2. Agassi will serve. We're on serve. Live from Rod Laver. Fun-loving, sports-mad Australians. 3-2. Srichaphan leads. They call this the Asian Pacific Slam here in Australia. To their credit, I think it's a good idea. And they're making this into a slam that represents this whole region. And Srichaphan says that he represents all Asian countries.
Now this event, Cliff, is seen more in Asia than it is in the U.S. and Europe combined. Michael Chang started a big groundswell of support and interest in tennis when he became a star, but he was always in America, you know, so it was never the kind of fandemonium that Paradorn has brought.
And thanks to Srichaphan, Mary, they've got a couple of ATP tournaments now, a few more in Asia, including one in Bangkok. And there's unlimited potential there, especially in China. They had a couple of years ago the Masters Cup in Shanghai. And that was hugely successful. Srichaphan understands how big that backhand down the line is because he's continuing to try to find the range on it. There you see some Asian title winners. Vijay Amritraj, 16, Ramesh Krishnan, Leander Paes, who we're happy to report is back playing after his scare of a brain lesion that he got at the end of last year, and playing with Martina Navratilova in the mixed doubles here as well as the men's doubles.
Trying to defend their title in
Yep.
mixed.
Agassi holds 3 apiece. Have some Asian NBA stars headed by Yao Ming, of course. You got Sairi Pak, who's a great woman golfer on the LPGA Tour. KJ Choi, PGA Tour winner.
There's a restaurant in one of the hotels here where I'm staying, and a lot of the players are there, and they go to this one place that has sushi and Japanese and other Asian food, and one of the guys who works there is from Thailand. And he's just, every time I walk in there, where's Paradorn? I mean, he goes nuts. And I said, oh, Paradorn, he's such a nice guy. I told him you know him? You know Paradorn? Oh, he just dying
Are you
for the
getting
day
some
that he
free
walks in
meals
there.
out of this? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm trying to work a scam there, Mary. Starting to feel the pressure a little more now. Srichaphan of the Agassi ground game. He's backing him up. Srichaphan now with 11 unforced errors. You could see it was who was going to take that shot up the line first in that rally. And Agassi had Srichaphan far enough behind the baseline that's too risky.
Unforced error brings up break point for Agassi at 3-3 first set. That calm exterior that you see in Srichaphan's bearing and face is true. He's just a very, very nice guy. He's, buddy Andy Roddick says of him. That he's a really nice guy, and they played some doubles together actually.
Unusual miss there for Agassi on break point, just overhitting that backhand. Very big game here in this first set. Look at Andre just going to work on that backhand corner.
Fifth break point chance. Agassi's broken once. He measured that one. He's going to make that passing shot 8 times out of 10, guaranteed.
What a stab. This is a part of Agassi's game that's improved so much, getting his racket on ball, keeping himself in rallies, the extra effort. And then look at the preparation. Look at the step into the ball, the racket swing going right through. And the balance is just picture perfect.
One for 6. That's why Agassi is shaking his head. Those aren't the kind of numbers he usually puts together in break point opportunities.
8 unforced errors. Another head shaker.
Well, that one down the middle is working well for Srichaphan.
Look out. Now, this one could get good, Cliffy. Settle in, my man.
Fasten the seatbelts. Hold on to your hats.
Bring them all out.
4-3 on serve. Back inside Rod Laver Arena. We're live at Melbourne Park down under, Melbourne, Australia. Andre Agassi in the men's singles. He's won this title 4 times, trying to go for a 5th. Got 8 titles in all. Slam titles, that is. And he's won every one of them, too. Something that only 4 other players in history, not only open era history, but in the history of the game, have done.
15 love.
There it is, connecting on the back end up the line.
Emerson has 12 in all. Laver won the slam twice. Fred Perry, the Englishman, and then Don Budge started it.
Andre Agassi ruefully admits that when he was younger and he skipped all those Wimbledons and all those Aussie Opens, he just lacked the historical perspective necessary to have respect for for this getting into record books. He just didn't look at things that way. And he's got regrets, but he certainly is making up for it.
And then some.
Then some. Past the age of 30, he's won as many titles as he did before he turned 30. And that's in large part due to this man. And Patrick, Cliff, we remember when Agassi and Gill, Gill had a real big learning curve. Remember,
he didn't know anything about tennis.
He didn't know anything about tennis. He still doesn't play. And remember when Agassi was just eating, Burger King, McDonald's and stuff, and Gill said, well, it's not that bad for him. That's all right. And they both know a lot better now, a lot more about nutrition.
And Andre now has so much respect for the game and his stature in the game and who he is and how important he is and the things that he says, how much they matter, and he thinks about them. He doesn't just spout off in press conferences about certain issues. I mean, just incredibly thoughtful.
Reyes watches Andre Agassi kill himself running up and down the hills near Las Vegas, and when it's nearly all over, he says, it's then that you realize you were the person who not only has lived his dreams, but how important those dreams remain to him.
Missed it.
15-30.
Rod Laver was pretty good after. Of course, in those days, the boys used to play a lot later in their careers. Kenny Rosewall, 29 titles. Rosewall was in the final of Wimbledon US Open when he was in his 40th year, 39 years old, lost to Connors, both of those. And Connors was like 39 when he got the semi-final, right?
That's right. Big point there, and Srichaphan comes up with a monster serve out wide at 15-30. Again, Agassi threatening the serve.
Mike Morrissey. He's a Brit in the chair.
Another big serve. That's been coming in quite handy for Srichaphan. Some big serves when he's needed it, and he's going to continue to need it throughout this match.
When he wants to go for the big flat one, he's going down the middle where the net's. There it is again. The net's lower. Smart serving.
Srichaphan holds 5-4. He is so smooth, that Chris. He just gets Lindsay to give it the old big smile. It's 15 to Srichaphan here. Agassi serving 4-5.
Agassi's a little unsettled by the pace and the power of the Srichaphan ground game. Oh, heck of a shot there.
Nice recovery from Srichaphan. He had a couple of games where he got very jumpy after a very good start. And now he's settled into a groove that's good enough for him to come up with this sort of changeup against Agassi.
And this obviously, Mary, is part of his game plan. This is the third or fourth attempt at that drop shot.
Love 30.
That serve looked well out. Oh, what a shot! Ho, ho.
The lob was perfect. He still got to it. Agassi did, and then Srichaphan with the winners got 3 set points.
Love 40. Is 15-14.
Played that maybe a little closer than he wanted.
Well, Srichaphan gave him the shot. He said, if you can make this one, you're too good, and he did. Still set point.
That is gorgeous play from Love 40 down. The 3 first serves in a row, moving in around the box.
Deuce.
One of the huge statistics of this first set is break points won. Maybe you should say not won.
Advantage.
They
Agassi.
both had 6 chances and broken once.
And Agassi taking advantage of that big swing on the Srichaphan forehand return and swinging him out wide. He's gone up the middle as well. His last couple points in the ad court.
Agassi.
That's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a scorekeeper, you can ring those 3 set points because they could be a big turning point.
5 games all.
You're watching live coverage from the Rod Laver Arena, the men's singles at this first Grand Slam of the year. 2004 Australian Open. Welcome, everyone. Cliff Drysdale, Patrick McEnroe, Mary Carrillo. It's Andre Agassi in action. 5 apiece. First set. Best of 5. Taking on Paradorn Srichaphan from Thailand.
And it's on in this one. Game is on. First time in this year's Australian Open in an Andre Agassi match.
Single digits in the northeast. 68 degrees. Perfect. Never been in all the years I've been here. Couldn't have been better. Not too hot. Because it can get toasty. Yeah.
$15 all.
He was just starting that rally, Agassi. He was just about to go from the backhand of Srichaphan over to the forehand side to open up the backhand side again. That's the first loose point he's played in quite a few.
Very close, but Agassi just walks.
Srichaphan.
These two giants continue to battle head-to-head, 6-5. It was a struggle for Andre Agassi last time he served. He got down love 43 set points for his opponent, Paradorn Srichaphan from Thailand. But Agassi held, and we're at 5-6 now. First set.
Love 20.
Yeah, Agassi, I just feel he's a little unsettled by the Srichaphan forehand and trying to play too much to the backhand side, and he's just not pulling the trigger enough with that backhand of his down the line. I almost feel like he's giving Srichaphan a little too much respect in those baseline rallies by being so cognizant of staying away from his forehand.
Bolo forehand volley from behind the serve line. Clean winner, 15-30.
I like him moving him out to that forehand wing a little more from the Agassi standpoint. Oh, he missed it.
Agassi started out very quickly in his matches so far, as you saw from that stat that we just put up now. This first set's taken him 43 minutes, and they're on the brink of a tiebreak if Agassi can win this.
He just loves it out there, Srichaphan. What a great personality, attitude he has.
Smart game too. I mean, in that last rally, he hits 2 slices, then he comes over the ball on the backhand side. He's got different shots and he uses them.
Advantage Srichaphan.
Set point.
This is his fourth, had 3 in Agassi's last service game.
Oh. He's sneaky.
I think Srichaphan thought that serve was out. By about that much, he says to Mike Morrissey. He's wrong.
It's too far away from Morrissey to do anything about it anyway.
I wonder if he was talking about the first serve. I mean, the let serve. I think he might have thought that one was out. Agassi throwing that wristband that was covering that tape job off a couple points ago. Srichaphan's confidence just growing, and now Agassi tinkering with the tape there. That's the reason he pulled out of this tournament a couple of years ago, that a wrist problem he had. Srichaphan has him rattled. His power and variety off the ground.
Agassi's going to the side to pick up another sweatlet.
Sweatlet?
Yeah.
Where'd you come up with that?
I think he's putting on his hand now.
It's called a sweatlet. Where is it called that?
It's the ladies' sweatband. Or something? All right, it's deuce.
Do you understand what
It's 5-6 deuce.
You could be starting to make up phrases. Now, he's just not happy with some of these calls. And again,
Let's go.
Paradorn's, he's wrong again.
Oh,
Yes.
it's Agassi's serve that's kept him in this set so far.
Yeah, that you saw the stat on break points won.
First set tie.
Paradorn has had 8 chances to break. He's broken once. They've both broken once. Agassi's had 6 shots. So, and on a few that Agassi had, he just made unforced errors. Tiebreak.
Ugh. He committed to going big on that return, even though the serve was well directed wide. I think you're right, Patrick. I think Agassi's got to take it to this Srichaphan a little bit more, because Paradorn's enjoying great rhythm right now and good confidence, opening up his shoulders and going for his shots. Agassi's got to give it to him.
2-0, Agassi.
Remarkable the difference so far from the first serve to the second serve from Agassi in points won. He's won 88% of first serve points and just 33%, 6 out of 18 on his second. Agassi really in trouble there. But how many big first serves does he come up with, especially in these last couple of games?
Agassi.
Srichaphan lost at Wimbledon last year to Andy Roddick. At the US Open, he went down to Leighton Hewitt.
He's never gotten past this round of a major. And now this is his 3rd round of 16. The last 3 in a row.
Pulled the trigger a little quickly there, and Agassi's got a 3-1 lead.
Oh, he got it.
Miss-hit return on the line.
Agassi.
Oh, he got that one. Waited for his chance. It was risky, but it worked just fine. So in the tiebreak, Agassi in front, 4-2. Players change ends after 6. Another look.
Here, Agassi serves. He's We take a look at shot spot and the serve direction from Agassi. Ace is the red, first serves yellow, black seconds. Most of them, especially all the second serves, going to the Srichaphan backhand side. Here's the serve profiles. That second serve points one. That's just an abysmal number, especially for Andre, who usually backs it up so well. Another one to the backhand. The first serve pays off.
It'll be interesting to see now. Srichaphan, who had 5 set points, now down 5-2. I got to assume he'll go back to that big serve of his down the middle of the court. It's worked in the first and second box for him. Agassi's been on the wide ones. That one too good.
5-3.
5-3.
First to 7 wins the tiebreak.
Yeah, I like that point from Agassi. That time he made Srichaphan move side to side, went down the line with the backhand, and finally forced the error. More out of fatigue than anything.
Set points to Agassi after, as you mentioned, Mary, Agassi down 5 set points earlier. Killer Cahill watches his man win the first set after he was in a deep hole. Agassi wins the first set.
It was a sweatlet.
You're backing him up? I've never heard of it, guys.
I've never heard of it. You two. I'm going to bring an English dictionary so that. Thank you, Pam. So we can teach them these tennis terms. 30-love Agassi, first game, second set. First set tiebreak.
That really was the story, wasn't it? In the first set for Agassi, exceptional serving under pressure. You know, the rest of his game I thought was a little off from the back of the court. But boy, did his serve get him out of some trouble.
Tried the droplet there, and it didn't work.
30-15. Game, Agassi. First game, second set.
Bud Collins has been a writer for the Boston Globe for so long, NBC, host and analyst for years, and I wonder how many years he's been coming down to Australia.
He's been doing tennis on the radio. He covered the Auckland event for the first time last week. As in his 70s, he's still covering events for the first time.
He loves it. He is such an ambassador for the game, isn't he?
And who goes to Davis Cup matches or Fed Cup ties?
No matter where they are. Yep.
How does it affect you, Patrick, when you're down, when you're up rather, 5 set points? You know, you're so close. have a tendency to get you down, put you in a bad mood if you're
Put
like
me in a bad mood. I think Srichaphan's okay. I thought that he had the better of the rallies in that first set. I thought, as we showed you with that graphic, Agassi's serve got him out of a lot of trouble. It certainly could hurt you, but I really think he should take positives out of that first set, because in my mind, he outplayed Andre. He just didn't play those big points, and Agassi's serve got him out of quite a bit of trouble.
But had he won that first set, and it were a 2 out of 3 set match, you know, maybe I like his chances. But again, the fact that it's got to go the distance, I think might pose a real problem for Paradorn.
Well, first set recap, and these first two were set points saved, and Agassi hit a big first serve at love 40. That one set up the forehand winner. Here's another set point. 5-6, a serve volley play, a Jimbo Connors like there. And then he hit a beautiful return there, a little help from the frame. Never seemed to be fully content, Agassi, throughout that set with the way he was hitting the ball.
18 unforced errors.
Yeah, it wasn't at all typical Agassi, especially at this tournament, where his unforced errors are usually in single digits. And that's why I think Srichaphan really let an opportunity slip out of his hands, because I felt like if he had been a little tighter with his game, a little more consistent, he would have won that first set.
14.
Paradorn walks as Andre just sidles that one to the open court for the winner. 2-1 on serve, no breaks in the second. First set tie break to Andre Agassi.
That they're walking along the Yarra River coming to the site today. They got all the rowers out there, and
I thought you need big shoulders for rowing.
those guys are pretty big.
Okay. Two-one Agassi.
Good first serve into the body, and then Srichaphan crushes that forehand. That's his 6th winner off the forehand side. Oh, yes.
Srichaphan can juice up the serve a little bit heavier than Agassi. His fastest is 5 miles faster than Agassi's, but in the serve department there's not much in it really.
Yep.
30-all.
I wonder if Andre Agassi is reminded of himself at all when he goes against Srichaphan, because he did have a style so similar to this, and I wonder if Srichaphan will come to want to have a game closer to Agassi's, and that sort of begs the question, does he need a different coach from his father? there's obviously a great comfort level, and he obviously possesses a terrific game.
Game, Srichaphan.
He's got so much of the raw talent that young Andre Agassi showed. Great desire, which was not always the case with Andre. Here's what we got left in the men's top half, and I like Roddick. I don't care who he plays. I like Roddick to get into the semis.
Safin and Blake, a good matchup, just getting underway. Agassi and Grosjean and Ginepri, the bottom half. Philippoussis with a great opportunity to get through Arazi Ferrero against Pavel Nalbandian and Cañas, the battle of the Argentines. And how about Hewitt Federer? How about that matchup?
15 all.
Looking forward to the second week.
Men's draw is really shaping up to be a dandy.
13 all.
Well, what Srichaphan doesn't have, Mary, is that ability to take the ball as early as Andre. I mean, he's got a little more pure firepower. He's a little stronger.
He's got those longer, whippier strokes.
He's got a little more time to hit those strokes, yes.
14 all.
Lost 3 top 10 seeded players here. Guillermo Correa was never really expected to do that well here. Rainer Schüttler, who was a finalist here last year, and Moya, who had to pull out before began with an ankle injury. Agassi holds. 3-2 Agassi. No breaks in the second yet. Paradorn Srichaphan will serve, and we come back to our live coverage on Rod Laver Arena. Australian Open has been very kind to Agassi, 4 times a winner. 2-3, Srichaphan serving.
Well, and that's why it's so important for Srichaphan to get that first serve in, because when he does, he can just jump on that short one and clock his forehand.
Stefan Edberg had a 56 and 10. Ivan Lendl was successful here. Sampras, and then Agassi.
Agassi with just 3 losses, though. I mean, nobody with anywhere near that type of percentage.
14 all.
Brad Gilbert said one of the best things that he did for Andre Agassi in terms of being a coach was to talk him into coming down to Australia.
Right. So he knew the conditions, the surface, the elements all would favor Agassi's game, which clearly it's done. But he's still a little unsettled, Andre. See him shaking his head. I feel like Srichaphan is very much in this match, particularly as we've been talking about, Mary, the 5-set deal and how that favors Andre. But this match is only 1 hour and 9 minutes so far, and very few long points. Andre really hasn't been able to deal those body blows that he likes. I don't feel like he's taken the legs away at all so far from Srichaphan. That's why. That's why I'm surprised Agassi not going more to the forehand side and moving him around. He just missed a backhand by 10 feet. It's his 20th unforced error.
15 all.
It's a little odd that years have gone by since the only time they played. The feeling Andre's still getting used to the shot making of his opponent out there.
Just after 3:30 in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon down under here in Melbourne, as week 1 About to close down week 2 of this Grand Slam to start. We'll have some of the 8 players left in both sections.
And again, Agassi not hitting the ball that well, but this serve is keeping him out of trouble.
On serve for 3-second set.
That's second serve.
Here's where Agassi can open up this match with a break here. And sneaks in good backhand angle there to set that up.
It's a big, big moment at 4-3. A break here gives Agassi a chance to serve to go 2 sets.
Watch how Agassi steps into the second serve. And Agassi, to those short backswing and incredible timing, has that ability. You look at the shot spot where he returns a serve. The yellows are the first. Paradorn moving it around the box pretty well, stretching Agassi out wide. Srichaphan, look at his return where he is.
Again, his takebacks are
Yep.
much bigger, though. But still, that Agassi's hugging the baseline like that. Paradorn serving in the 125s.
Poor decision there by Srichaphan. Serving and volleying, but no commitment to that serve. Oh, look, he's in the middle of the court. To do that at 3-4, 15 all, just a terrible decision.
Implacable face of Killer Cahill, Agassi's coach. He knows how big this next few seconds are going to be. Oh. He's backing up and still swings with that forehand. Clean winner. That's a very good shot. Look at this, backing up. But enough forward momentum to hit a winner. It's racket work. It's 30 all. One of the things you talked about, Mary, was court management. And here, if ever there was a time that court management takes its toll on a guy like Srichaphan, this is the moment.
Beautiful technique on the volley, and Srichaphan closes in so tightly. And he gives himself a very good look at the open court.
Oh, what a shot.
Can't wipe the smile off his face, Srichaphan.
Agassi did exactly what he wanted to do, opened up the court, but maybe opened it a little too wide as Srichaphan, I mean, under pressure to come up with that backhand. Beautifully done.
What a knee bend when he gets himself set for that shot. And the technique required for it is right there.
This is a very, very big game, and they both know Agassi served first in this set, so he stayed in front. He's still in front. 4-3.
That's the danger of those real big takebacks under pressure. He miss hits on his forehand sometimes. That's his big shot.
Especially when Andre Merritt can get a little more pace off that ground game. There it is again, rushing that forehand side.
But you were talking earlier about how he hasn't gone into the forehand side enough.
And now it's cold, the forehand side. That was Patrick was right on. Another breakpoint chance for Andre.
He missed it, and the breaker serve goes to Agassi. He's got 5-3 now, and he's broken this match wide open. It has been so close. Tiebreaker, first set going to Agassi, and so little in it, as you two have been saying. But that last serve break.
Well, that was certainly a key in that first set, was that first serve under pressure. But this has been the real key. Unforced errors by set. Agassi only 5 in set number 2, and it paid off in that last game. Continuing to put the pressure on Srichaphan. Srichaphan doesn't mind moving so much, bringing them wide when he has time because of those big backswings.
Yes.
It's the quick balls, the balls that get on him in a hurry, that give him a lot more trouble. And Andre's starting to see that and hitting a little more pace off the ground. Like there.
Srichaphan keeping the pressure there on Agassi off the forehand side. It is so difficult to pick which way he's going. And he hits the ball so hard off that wing when he runs around the backhand that you're virtually obliged to anticipate. Love 30. Gift.
Yeah, he's telling himself to go through that. He pulled up and off of that backhand.
It's just, bless this crowd here in Australia. They are so knowledgeable. They have such a deep tennis tradition and history that they understand the mind games and the athleticism behind what they're watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let the line umpires wait. Please remain quiet.
2 points from this set. Agassi has 1 set to none. 30 all.
14-30.
And Agassi has the ability, the strength in the legs to come back with a big serve after a long point like that. All of his serve speed comes from the power in the legs.
It's interesting listening to Gil Reyes, his trainer, say that they spend about 70% of their time in the gym working on his legs just for that reason. To be able to play these long matches, to recover between points.
Come back, please. Game, second set, Agassi.
What a comeback in that game from Agassi. Wow.
2 sets to none. Let's go down to Chris Fowler. Yeah, he's feeling a lot happier right now, Agassi is, Chris, because he's got 2 sets under his belt. The first one, he was down 5 set points, but he held. In the second set, much more routine. He got to 4-3. And everyone knew that was the time if he was going to make his move. He did at 4-3, got the break, and now he's up 2 sets to none. This is the first game of the third.
By the way, James Blake just breaking back. So they're on serve at 2 all. Blake and Srichaphan, and Agassi not playing his best stuff in these first 2 sets, but managing to find a way to get through it. He really lifted his game in the, towards the end of that second set.
Agassi's 33 years old. Paradorn Srichaphan is from Thailand. He's 24, and he is world famous. In fact, world famous, Thai famous. Too. In the public opinion poll 2002, he was named Thai of the Year. In their only meeting so far, history between these two, best of 5 set at Wimbledon, won by Srichaphan, this 24-year-old.
Oh boy, did he get away with one there, Srichaphan. Just a terrible drop shot.
13-14.
Agassi was there in plenty of time. A couple of mental lapses from Srichaphan have cost him. That big serve gets him back to deuce.
Little mental lapse in this game from Andre Agassi. Had a couple of break point chances. This game is obviously much more vital for the server than Agassi. Already down 2 sets.
Slaps that one down the line for a clean winner, and he's on the board. 1 in the third set, 2 sets to Agassi. Out their finest in in Australia. Most.
It's a country of kangaroos and hairstyles, of parks and gardens.
Are you trying to speak with my accent now.
There's the fly swatter. That's the hat that deals with the flies here.
And they need something to do with the flies.
You start to lose your legs a little bit. That, as you see the first set going to Grosjean, that backhand down the line becomes a little tougher because the legs give out. Your balance is not quite good enough, and on that one, Srichaphan sort of fell off.
Agassi hasn't lost a match in Melbourne Park since he was beaten by Vince Spady in '99. And I dare say that just about every single match he's played has been here on this Rod Laver Arena. It was Vince Spady in '99, and then Alberto Berasategui, the Spaniard, in the round of 16 in '88, and Chang beat him in '96.
Chang went on to lose in the final that year to Boris Becker, last major that Becker won.
And it makes a difference, doesn't it, when you win all those matches in a row on a certain court? I mean, it breeds a certain confidence.
I think it makes a big difference for the other guys, too, the intimidation factor. I mean, Andre's not going to take anything for granted. I mean, he's going to come prepared to do whatever he has to do. But I think in the locker room, that is more important. And now Agassi's starting to land consistent body blows. Working Srichaphan over. Making him scramble. Look, he even smiled when he's on a dead run, this guy. Oh, run me some more. This is great. Give me a little more punishment.
The real dilemma for Srichaphan is points like this are making him wearier and wearier. And Agassi likes the long rallies more and more as the match goes on, so Srichaphan is going to have to hit even higher risk shots to win points in games.
Like that.
Like that.
Yeah.
And another thing is, Paradorn goes for down-the-line shots, and they're flashy and they're great-looking, and he connects on a lot of them. But every time you hit a down-the-line shot, you're leaving open the rest of the court. And a guy like Andre Agassi loves seeing that because he's fit enough to chase down a lot of shots down the line and snap them back. So, you know, that's just one more thing I think Paradorn's going to learn how to do a little bit better. That's a down-the-line shot that paid off for him.
Well, that one, he could go for the winner. Look at this guy's
watching.
Interested observer. Juan Carlos Ferrero has the day off today.
So this shot, okay, again, God bless him, but that's a high-risk shot. And Agassi chases down a lot of those. And if he gets them back, then you're off the court.
Juan Carlos Ferrero tomorrow will play Andre Pavel, who beat Yuri Novak in 5 yesterday. Ferrero seeded 3, Agassi seeded 4.
He's tired.
Yeah, and if you can tell he's tired, Andre knows he's tired,
Yeah.
so now look out.
This for a second break.
13-14.
Base number 5 for Srichaphan. .102, that last one on the Porsche gun.
Break point still.
That helps him out, but according to ShotSpot, which can chart such things, this man has run 23% more in this match than has Agassi.
It can chart. It can do things that we don't even know it can do.
Yeah.
Incidentally,
Got a mind of its own.
Yes.
the differential is usually more than that,
It's
actually.
usually in the 30s against Agassi.
Yes.
We have time. We'll see what it is at the end of the match. That's a low percentage down the line shot right there.
It sure
From
is.
behind the baseline, Agassi had that covered. Darren Cahill feeling much more relaxed now. Chinepri up an early break over on Market Court over Grosjean.
The whole feel of this match has turned. Till the last couple of games, it was really up in the air. Now,
Second set starting to take charge. Agassi cutting down on the unforced errors. The flicker! And Agassi takes a 2-set-to-love lead on serve in the third set. And you see the winners, the unforced, but a lot fewer unforced in that second set. Agassi had like 18, 19 just in the first set. Look at the break points. You won't be happy with that number, 2 out of 13. And neither will Paradorn, who's getting some treatment for. Tennis players have nasty toes. Getting foot retaped there.
some of the players here at the Australian have started out just firing very well. And Roger Federer, for example, only been out there just over 4 hours in all the matches that he's played. That's through 3 rounds.
And this court can really take its toll on the body and on the feet. And most of the players now taping their toes or their ankles. And Andy Roddick, only 4 hours, 28 minutes. Srichaphan has played 2 fewer sets. Now Bandian also has looked very, very strong so far.
And just so you know, join us ESPN 2, 12 o'clock tomorrow for that Andy Roddick Sheng Shalkin match. Sheng Shalkin's a good hard court player, isn't he?
Very good.
Yeah, he's solid, but he's
boy, is he going to lose.
he's up against it, as they say. He's up against it. How about Blake? 4-all now in the first set against Marat Safin. 4 breaks of serve in that one. And that Blake Safin match could turn out to be the match of the round of 16.
Something, because you know, Safin has rededicated himself, or so he says. He changes his mind about himself quite a bit.
In mid-sentence sometimes.
Mid-match, mid-point. But
I think Paradorn's having too much fun out there. I mean, I like his attitude, but you know, the sense I'm getting now is he never really believed he could win this thing, this match with Agassi. And I actually think he had the game to beat Agassi, particularly the way Andre came out in that first set and a half, was not hitting the ball that cleanly.
Yeah, I don't agree that he came into this match. I do think now he doesn't think he can.
No, I don't think he can now either. I really think he got Andre on a, relatively speaking, off day, which he has very few of, particularly at this tournament, and he didn't look to capitalize. Or he didn't believe he could capitalize. Obviously, he looked to.
I think that Srichaphan played very good tennis, had 5 set points in the first set. Once he lost that,
Game, Agassi.
the things got away from him.
2 apiece in the third set, 2 sets to none for Agassi. By the way, you two rather cavalierly talking about Sheng Shak and he have no chance. A year ago, a very different story. It says a lot for how dominant Andy Roddick has become. It really does.
How mature he's become. Also, Schalken's game, I think that doesn't match up too well with Roddick. You know, Schalken's better against someone that's coming at him. Meaning coming at him to the net. Roddick's going to be coming at him with the serve and the heavy ground game. Too much court to cover.
15.
Srichaphan aching to play short points. Agassi wanting everyone to go the distance. And a nice little comeback there from James Blake. Here's a guy who was supposed to play a red-hot Carlos Moya in the first round. Moya rolled an ankle right before the tournament, had to pull out. So instead of playing Moya first round, James plays Carmen Miranda. Ivan Miranda, still.
13.
From Peru.
And inherited the Moya draw to very good effect.
Yeah, Blake's had an easy draw through the first 3 rounds, but now the test, and see if he can pass this one against Safin.
Who's no Carmen Miranda.
No. Or Electra, for that matter.
He's so tired now, Paradorn, that he's doing the old, I'm going to walk over to the ball boys to retrieve the balls and give myself a little more time routine. Double fault. He was so weary. He had no form on those last 2 serves.
Break point at 2-2. That looks good, but that's not going to get the job done with Paradorn coming into the net there. It's like he said, you know, I'm at your mercy, Andre. Just do what you will, but get it over with. And Andre obliges. He's got a break and 2 sets to love. Andre Agassi is serving here. He's hoisted 8 Grand Slam trophies. in his career. 4 of them down under in Australia. Leads 3-2 with a break and 2-0 against Paradorn Srichaphan.
That's just a tired swing there. As you see the Agassi Grand Slam record, Australian Open, he's been just phenomenal. He's won the French once, Wimbledon once, US Open twice. 8 overall. Oh, it went over on the ankle. The court does it again. This rebound ace surface. And he wasn't even moving quickly there. He's got him strapped up. He's got the ankle guards on. Oh, boy.
As long as they're going to make these guys and girls play on this rebound ace, they should all be wearing ankle guards for every match. Look at him. He's in pain.
Oof. Ouch. This could be it. And 2 sets down, a breakdown.
He'll ask for a trainer.
And didn't
At least get the trainer.
What is it? Just twisted it?
Twisted it, he said.
He's allowed to seek one again. He can seek one again.
He's got one more injury timeout, he's being told by Mike Morrissey. That Agassi was asking Morrissey.
Didn't look like he went way over
No,
on it.
no.
$30 love Agassi. At the end of the day today, we'll have 4 quarterfinalists.
Now, these are more Agassi-like numbers, aren't they? The last 2 sets. Just 9 unforced combined, and he had 16 in the first set alone.
Agassi holds. There's more and more talk, by the way, down under here. John Alexander, who is well respected here, wrote an article in the paper yesterday or 2 days ago about the court and this rebound ace and how dangerous it is on the players. And I was talking to Alan Stone, some of those other guys as well, and I mean, this morning they all kind of feel the same way now. And as if those guys are all talking about it, I think that Tennis Australia is eventually going to have to realize that they need to change the surface. It's too dangerous. (4-2) to Agassi and 2-0.
No confidence for Srichaphan, his ability to stop on that left ankle. He just ran off the court there. Shot spot confirming that that one just missed. So he's going to try to just get off this court without getting hurt anymore.
15 over.
Jeff Pollard on the right of your screen and Paul McNamee. Jeff Pollard is the chief of Tennis Australia. McNamee is running the tournament. He's the tournament director. Between those two, they could make the decision.
love that running, that effort from Srichaphan there.
And he's trying to walk this off because it was tremendous defense from Agassi that prolonged this point and wearied Srichaphan.
Look at this
He's
move.
yeah, he's going for the wide one.
That he is.
Worked 4-3. Agassi will serve when we come back live here to the Royal Labour Arena in Melbourne Park. He's leading 4-3.
First set, key to the match was that Agassi serve, as we've talked about. So 3 set points just in that one game. All setting it up with a big serve, 4-5, love 40. And then saved another along the way and wins it in the tiebreak. This was one where he served and volleyed 5 total in that first set. And then since then, it's been all Andre.
Would have been so different this whole match if Srichaphan had made any one of those 5 set points in the first set. Bottom line is he didn't when it goes to Agassi in a tiebreak.
13.
Second set, 1-6-3, 1 break. And now Agassi's got 4-3, 1 break, and 30 love.
Even with a dropped first set, I like Agassi's chances. It would have helped Srichaphan for sure, but I don't think it would have helped him win this match. Robbie Ginepri splitting sets. Sure making it seem like he wants to play Davis Cup for you, Patrick.
Yeah. Not to mention get to the quarters of his first major. You might want that a little more. Yeah. I'll tell you, all these guys make my job pretty tough.
Yeah.
The next few days, Ginepri.
Blake beat 7. He'll probably want a spot on the team.
Yeah, I think he would. I won't blame him.
I thought they were making it easier. The better they play, easier for the captain.
Tougher
Who do you leave
decision.
off? Who's the orange squeezer, as they say down here?
Andre Agassi is the senior. Is there some talk about, what did I hear just a hint of talk about him maybe playing Davis Cup?
That would be nice, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Agassi, Blake, Roddick, Ginepri. Blake in a first set tiebreak.
All right, so maybe he's not going to play. Maybe you would, you know, then the question is whether you'd play him. I guess you'd have to play Agassi if he wanted to.
Let me think about it for a minute. Look at that hustle.
Just remind you that certain Pete Sampras toward the end of his career decided that he wanted to make a little Davis Cup comeback. Didn't last very long, but at least he was his desire. 15-30, 3-5, 0-2 in sets. Srichaphan holds 5-4. Agassi leads. He's serving for the match. Rod Laver Arena, named after the great one from Australia, two-time Grand Slam winner. And every time we go down to Indian Wells after this, he says, well, I never hear my name as much as when you guys are down in Australia.
We love this. Love to mention the Rocket.
Andre Agassi serving for the match.
And just one more example of what happens when Srichaphan hits a down-the-line shot. And Agassi just has to curl it cross-court. Just think in the future, Srichaphan, especially against someone as fit and fast as Agassi, he's got to stop going for those down-the-line shots so much. Get it cross-court so he doesn't lose so much positioning.
Gee. Whippy forehand that when he really moves into it like that, well,
It's really limping in between points.
Safin winning that first set in a tiebreak over James Blake. Robbie Ginepri now up an early break in the third at a set apiece with Grosjean.
15-30.
serving for the match, 2-0. And Agassi serves a double fault at 15-all.
Only his third double of the match.
Match point. Got it.
Set a match. Agassi. 7-6, 6-3, 6-4.
Look at this.
They're both going to bow.
Yeah, just watch
this. This ought to be great.
There'll be a lot of balance on this Laver Arena now.
And Paradorn does the Y. Slightly different.
Here comes Paradorn.
Does that after every match, win or lose.
The Y is a show of respect and a thank you to the crowd and my opponent. It's like saying, I'm humbled to be here. So he describes it.
Good match for Andre. I mean, it tested him a little bit, didn't play his best, but didn't take too much out of him, I think, as well. Just over 2 hours. So he'll wait for the winner of the Grosjean-Ginepri match. And either way, Agassi will be a heavy favorite. Ginepri up in the third set at a set apiece.
Andre Agassi's serve, part of that arsenal of weaponry that he had to pull out against Paradorn Srichaphan here at the Australian. He's trying to win this slam title, the first one of the year, for a fifth. That's a 5th time. In straight sets, first set in the tiebreak. Very close set. He was down 5 set points, and he won the second 6-3 and the third 6-4. He's through.